Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to the channel. Pardon that the car is super dirty, but I've been saving it because I got some big mods I'm doing, not to mention all the rain, but I got some big mods I'm about to do to the car right now for this segment of the channel. So what I'm going to do is basically take this hood and I'm going to install hood vents into it. So this is a template for how the size is going to be, and that's the center part. And there's going to be two on the side, one over here, one over there. And I'm going to take you guys through the step-by-step process of how I do it. I've done this before, and I've done it right here on my C5. As you can see, you got two in the middle. They have a different layout between the body generations, but that's exactly what it's going to somewhat look like. So I don't have the vents on me just yet. Courtney, who did the hydro dipping on them, I didn't just want to do black vents. So what I did is I wanted to do a special pattern. Cryptic is the pattern I want to do, and have her do the touch on what the color scheme should look like. So she's supposed to be bringing them about tonight. If she doesn't, I'm just gonna have holes in my hood for the next couple of days, and it's supposed to be raining tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get some work done before she gets over. The first thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to remove the hood. Then I'm gonna pull the car out, and I'll be able to work here on the garage floor. But yep, here we go. Okay, had some help from the wife. Hood is off, as you can see right there. So now I'm gonna pull the car out, then we'll start getting to the real work. Okay, got the hood off, car out. I put this tarp down because last time I didn't do a tarp, and all the fiberglass was on the floor. So when I was working on the car later, it just kept scratching me up because I didn't sweep after. So this will be hopefully to mitigate that factor. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and measure the hood, find the center piece on the center, find the right location for the side vents, and then I'm going to tape them down, and I'm going to start the cutting. So let's go and get that going. Okay everyone, so what far is that I put the tape sort in the center, and then what I did is I measured the hood at various points from side to side, and I made dots in the center and then connected the line to try to get the true center of the hood. And it's, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but it's pretty close. So the next step calls for me to actually take the template, put it 13 inches from the leading edge, which is the front of this hood. So I'm going to take this template right here, measure 13 inches, and I'm going to tape it along the center somewhere around here. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Now that I have the center secure, I'm going to go ahead and do the sides. So as you can see, they're both levered driver's side, and the other one's got PA. Let's see if I can get it here. PA for passenger side. So basically what I have to do is lay these parallel. No, I'm messing around here. Lay these parallel to the creases in the hood. So let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, so I got all three templates on there, using the measurements from the first template to try to get the second one aligned with it. It doesn't matter if that's kind of off. What mattered is that that matches that one. So if that one didn't match the if this one on the left didn't match the instructions, it's okay as long as the right one matches that one so they don't look lopsided. And of course the center one's got to be correct. And I think center's right. I might have to move the top of the center to the left just a little bit, but it looks close. But yeah, so I'll check that one more time and then we'll go on from there. I have to readjust the center just a little bit, moved it a little bit more to the left. So I got on each corner at the bottom 13 inches, measuring from the bottom all the way to the base of the hood, and at the top I have about 18 1/8 to the top on each side. And it's pretty close, but you know, it's never going to be perfect because I'm not a, you know, an actual shop, but it's very close. So the next thing is I'm going to take a 3/8 drill bit, and as you can see, there's these little slits in a template. I'm going to drill holes on each corner of it to prep me for getting the saw out to cut along the lines a lot easier. Once I get those 3/8 bits and I start drilling the holes, that's the point. I've already crossed the point of no return. Right now I can peel everything off and I can put the hood back and say, hey, I don't want to mess up this hood. But as you can see, I didn't do that with the other car over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and go forth and cut up this beautiful orange hood. So let's go ahead and get the 3/8 drill bit out and keep going. Okay, as you can see, the template holes are pre-drilled. That's kind of like the hard part, because the next thing is get the saw out and just start cutting. I already put the holes in there, so that's gonna be pretty straightforward. So my battery's about to die. Let me see if I can get a quick charge on it, and we'll continue. Okay, time to start getting cutting. Gonna put my mask on to protect me from the fiberglass, and let's get started. So yeah, I think I accidentally cut through the middle rib right here when I wasn't supposed to. As you can see right here, it's flimsy because I accidentally cut through it. Let me see. See this? It's supposed to stay attached. I think I messed that up. Let me go check the other car, but I might try to figure something out here. Alright YouTube, so this is where we're at. I got the holes cut and the templates removed along with the tape. So I'm temporarily trying to repair this, or permanently trying to repair this center rib piece with some Bondo. So right now it's actually trying to cure. So it's a cure after 20 minutes, but tomorrow I'm gonna come out and sand it down, trying to make it as flat and even as possible, and then we'll see how it goes when I put the vents on there. I would be doing that all tonight, but of course my fancy vents have not shown up. I was relying on the person to bring them over, but it just didn't show up on time, so hopefully I get them tomorrow. Problem is, it's gonna rain tomorrow. If it wasn't gonna rain, I would have drove my car to work with no hood on it. But so I'm gonna back this car in, drive my wife's car to work, and that's kind of where it's gonna be. So yeah, let's stay tuned to the next one. I don't think this, you know, as of right now, I don't think this has turned out as smoothly and as nicely as the previous one. Just looking at my cuts, like I did these 3/8 size drill holes like they recommended, but you look how they are just undone, not done correctly. But however, I do know that once you put the vents on here, you will not see them. You only see them from the back side, but then I can work on making that pretty later. But yeah, let's go to the next one, next segment of the video when I get the vents, and hopefully I'll be showing them off. Alright everyone, so we're back at it again on night 2. So one of the things I did is I actually put Bondo here. Hopefully you can see it with the light. I know it's kind of dim. Put some Bondo here to reinforce this, but it's actually not needed, so I'm going to find how to take it off. Because what I did is I called Trackspec Motorsports, and they said that, hey, you can just cut this rib and you don't need it. It's actually rigidity and everything for the center vent will hold up fine with the perimeter rivets in. So what I'm going to do instead of worrying about sanding this down and make it flat and even, I'm just gonna, you know, break the Bondo off and just cut the top part off and call it a day. So my vents will be coming here tonight. Courtney will be here in about 30 or 45 minutes. So that's the last little part, because it's actually really easy to do the next part. But yeah, let's go and get this off and cut it off. Okay, as you can see, we got the middle piece cut out. I still don't like, you know, that I use a 3/8 bit, as you can see right there, because I left those big old holes. Yeah, don't mind that, it happens. But hopefully it's not so bad. I know the vents, so what I did, I know I'm kind of rambling here and kind of off thing. So one of the things I did is there was the template over it, right? I cut 1/8 of an inch inside the lines of what the template wanted me to do. So what it did is it gives me room in case I want to make it a little bit bigger after I put the vents on here, if I want to take some more material off. So I still have like an 1/8 of an inch, if not maybe 1/4 of an inch of space to wiggle with as far as the templates, plus the actual border of the brackets is going to extend over these circles. The only bad thing is that if I don't make this bigger to cover the whole width of the circles, that it will show up on the back side. But we'll see once I get the template laying on there and see how much I have to take off. As you can see, I got this the middle part off, and the Bondo came off relatively easy after a little bit of picking at it with a screwdriver. So yeah, and right now I'm just waiting on the vents, and then we'll lay them on there and keep going. Alright everyone, back at it again. So you can see right here, this is the pattern that I chose and Courtney came up with the actual color scheme. It's a cryptic pattern. It's kind of like a military camouflage, and it's like in a silver and grayish, kind of almost looks like green color. You know, here's the side vent. You can't really see it that well, but of course when this is all over, you know, the car will be all cleaned up and you'll be able to actually see them in the sunlight. But yeah, this is the vents right here. So we're gonna go ahead next, and we're gonna go ahead, the vents, I don't think I need to make the holes any bigger. I made them just big enough, so I don't have to make them any bigger, as long as I get the vents on there correctly. So what you don't want to see is any part of the body underneath the vents extending out. But I think this is going to be pretty good. So next thing is I'm going to take a 1/8 inch drill bit and start drilling through these pilot holes right here and through here. And then after I do all of these, then just rivet it through. So that's going to get that started real quick. Okay, so we got all the holes drilled, as you can see right there on the side vent. Same thing with the main vent. So the next thing is to go ahead and get the rivet gun going over there and install the rivets. Okay, so I got the hood leaned up under here because I needed to make some modifications. So this top one up here, there was too much orange showing, so I just took just a little bit out, so you couldn't see any orange overhanging into the silver. So I took a little bit out there, and then I also cut these little slits that you can see right there. And I'm gonna take some pliers and break this part off because I can't get a rivet all the way through here, so I'm gonna break it off so I can have access and put a washer on the back side. So after that, then I can put this last one, I can put this last top vent on, and all three of them are already on there. Alright everyone, with the help of my wife, I was able to get the hood installed. As you can see, the vents are fully installed right now with the with the cryptic pattern. You know, I'll be doing a whole bunch of other car videos and stuff later. You'll be able to see in the light. It's really raining pretty bad outside right now, but you know, this is it. I really like it. I really love the pattern how it came out. Can't wait to see it in the sunlight and the car really cleaned up. But you know, this isn't my first time doing it. This is my second time doing it. As you can see, I did that other hood over there, but this one actually was a lot harder. I think I'm gonna attribute it to me being very impatient because I was waiting on these vents to show up for so long. They were supposed to be done in a week with the pattern and everything done on them, and it 1 week turned into about a month and some change. And so there was a lot of big things that just happened. Nothing to do with just getting a job done. It's just you know, the actual process, just like logistics and timing and stuff like that. But so I probably made some mistakes here and there. One of the things I didn't do, you know, I'm just gonna show you guys everything because I'm not gonna hide anything and say that I did a perfect job here. So let me pop the hood, show you real quick. And so right here on the back side, this is like a rain guard. In case your car's sitting outside and you plan on daily driving it, it protects your radiator from water directly going on there. So I didn't know how that attached, and I didn't think about it until after I already had the vents on there. And apparently you're supposed to stick rivets through it and then put the washers on the back side. But since I don't know how to remove rivets that are already installed, I didn't even bother to Google it, and I was being very impatient. I basically have, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I have basically Bondo holding it on. I let it cure overnight, and it's actually on there pretty tough, and it's not gonna go anywhere. So that's one mistake I made. I also have to make some remove some couple little more edges up here, or like different spots, because you were starting to see them from the top. But other than that, I'm still very pleased with it. Even though I was impatient, I still think they're beautiful, and I can't wait for the full look of my car to be completed. Alright, so after a long weekend of nothing but rain, finally kind of got the car out here in the sun, so you can see what the vents look like on a clean car. So maybe I should have did it at work before I left, because now I'm getting in the shade. But yeah, these are them. I can't wait to get the rest of my projects underway. So, you know, I'm not here to hold any secrets, but the next thing I'm going to do is probably the front splitter. I'm going to do in the same pattern, probably the same color too, with side skirts. And then I'm also going to replace the spoiler with the wicker bill type spoiler that's a little bit more profound, and do all of that in the same cryptic pattern, cryptic silver or gray kind of color pattern. And that'll be kind of it for the outside, and we'll see what'll go from here. But yeah, it turned out great, looked beautiful. Most people have been telling me, when are you gonna paint them? They look like steel. But then I'm like, oh, they are painted, and I zoom in, and that's how they're able to see it then. Just gonna splice this video in real quick. You can actually see them a lot better with the freaking hood raised up like that. Yeah, it looks really great when it's like this. But yeah, if you haven't been to the channel before, please like, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.